All right, so I do have just a quick update. Looks like the news on Tristan Jackson, his injury, his knee, doesn't look like. It looks like we avoided anything serious. Uh, no ligament damage there, so that was really encouraging for all of us, and including Tristan. And Kevin might be able to provide some more details tomorrow, but he's sore, but looks like he's going to be okay.
How good of a camp has Tristan had prior to that injury?
Well, that was one of the things when a guy goes down that, you feel for him personally, but also Tristan's been having a great camp. And he is a younger guy, but I do think he has a lot of leadership qualities in that room. He knows the offense inside and out, kind of being familiar with it, at least some version of it from LA to now. And I know he's very useful for guys in that room, trying to help him out throughout the week and the game plans.
How do you feel about Cousins' mastery of the offense, right? Second year in the same play caller. You talked in the documentary how he's kind of swimming last year.
Sometimes when you're day in and day out in camp, things go well, some things don't go well. Maybe you're not feeling so good walking off the field, but I did have a chance to look back at last year's training camp at this time, and I felt a lot better about where we were. And I know Kirk feels the same way. There's so many little details and nuances to an offense, to a system, things that aren't listed in a playbook that you just can't read until those things kind of happen. And he's been able to experience a full year of this offense, and then the offseason being here was also big. And we're still trying to evolve, but Kirk's kind of leading the charge there.
Yesterday, Kevin just mentioned that you guys are open to adding competition at that guard spot with Dalton visiting. Just how do you feel about the interior O-line right now?
I feel great with the way Ezra and Ed have progressed from last year. I think they both came in with a very intent focus and understanding of the things that they needed to improve on, whether it be pass game or run game. So they've been very intentional that way. But like Kevin said, you're always looking to create competition on your team. And Dalton took a visit, and he's a guy who's started a lot of football games. But we'll see where that goes. But we're happy with the interior.
As we talked about wanting to kind of add weight and work on the pass protection stuff, I guess what have you seen specifically from him in those fronts?
As far as pass protection?
Yeah, what he's trying to work on.
Well, a lot of the things are your sets, your punch, tendencies to drop hands sometimes when you're setting, even just the understanding if you're to a sort side as opposed to a man side, kind of how the sets need to be, your eye progression, because they're sorting out 3 guys for potentially 4. So your set off the ball has to be on point. You have to be holding space for the next guy, because if the outside guy comes, now we're all getting a go call, and we have to have enough depth from the pocket. So I think Coach Cooper's done a great job, teaching that. Coach Munchak that he worked with in Denver, I think is one of the best kind of sort protection teachers in the league, and he's kind of taken that here, and the guys are buying into it.
Wes, because physicality is so limited in camp, how can your young running backs stand out to you, even if they can't break tackles or really do a true blitz pickup? How can they still make a positive impression?
Well, we are able to do some pass protection pickup, which is really hard drill for the running backs when you're talking about no offensive line. Sometimes they kind of get a sideboard when they step up into a hole from those offensive linemen that are battling. But, you do get to see some of the pass protection, really assignment in pass protection, number one, and then being disciplined with their tracks and their reads in the run game. That's a huge part of a run game that sometimes gets overlooked. A guy cuts back too fast, not able to set up blocks, backers fall back over the top, and it looks like we didn't block somebody, but really sometimes it can be on a back because he didn't press it the way he needed to.
From a protection standpoint, how tough is what Brian Flores gives you guys?
It's very tough. That's an understatement. They really have the ability to get in and out of a lot of pressures very quickly. Everybody's on the same page. How they teach it all, I don't know. Those guys do a great job over there, and they're able to kind of get in and out of these things. check to coverages, check to pressures so quickly. And so it's really stressed us in the protection game in a lot of ways. But what we keep telling guys is all these reps are so valuable. It's only making us better. And hopefully once we get to the real football, the things that other teams show us are going to be at least a little bit less stressful. I am fascinated by it. It's a great system. Again, I don't know how they get it done over there, but Coach Flo and his staff do a heck of a job. I know that.
Wes, with TJ Hockenson, his capability of kind of moving all over the formation, just how important is that to the scheme? And I mean, these days you basically need a tight end who can be all over the place.
TJ's value is huge for us. When you have a player like Justin who gets a lot of attention, there are going to be times we try to work through a lot of those situations, but there are going to be a lot of plans where they're going to have two players covering him in man coverage, particularly on third downs. So you got to have other guys who can separate and win and be in position where the quarterback needs them at the right time and getting separation so that we can take advantage of. Sometimes JJ is the primary, and sometimes JJ is the guy that if he's not there, maybe we did target him, maybe he's a decoy on certain plays, but other guys got to step up and win, and TJ can do that. Thanks.